Hello. So it is a chilly Saturday night. It is supposed to snow tomorrow, I think. So the weather says, but that doesn't happen in Texas, so we'll see. But nonetheless, I had some time to kill, so I figured I would try to make another video for you guys. Yay! I tried to film this like a few weeks ago and it did not work out too well. Obviously, as we all know, I am not good at this whole YouTube thing, but here we are, keep chugging right along, you know? I want to try to do like a full coverage look. I don't really do a bunch of full coverage makeup anymore. But lately I've been like wanting to like cake concealer on my face, and I have a lot of texture going on right now, so it's gonna be really pretty. Like, I have this bad boy right here. It's gonna be cute. So I already have my skincare. Can we just like ignore my hair right now as well? This is the best I can do for you folks, so no judgment. I'm just going to go in with my Tula Brightening Primer. I'm probably just going to wipe this off like right after I get done with it and done filming. I'm not too worried about the longevity of it, but this will help smooth out some of my texture. I said about this before. It's the Brightening Primer. I'm pretty sure it has some salicylic acid in it. It has vitamin C. It is supposed to be good for acne prone skin, and it has a ton of probiotics in it. So 2021, huh? 2021. So far, you know, it started out with anyways, but you know, let's talk about makeup. I was just cleaning off my like angled brow brush, and I guess I was like wiping it too aggressively, and it just like completely went in. I'm just trying to be clean. So I'm gonna do my brows first. So this is as we can tell, I don't really have much going on here with brows. So I, over the years, have come up with a bunch of different concoctions on how to do my brows. And I used to own, like, as soon as like a new brow product would be released from a brand, I would buy it. Like, I own way too many brow products. This is typically what I do when I'm wanting, like, when I'm doing like a more full coverage type look. Like, I want like crazy like Instagram brows. This is just a Bobbi Brown eyeshadow. It doesn't oxidize. It is just Stable 18. Really nice. Like, it almost has like a warm tone to it. Oh my god, this is not gonna work. So I just spray my brush to almost make like and this is the Lancome matte setting spray. So I just almost just spray my brush to just make a to get it wet and deepen the pigment. And so when it picks up, it almost just, it's obviously not a pomade, but it applies to the brow really nicely. And it makes them darker because I did just do my roots. And I did my brows the other day. As we can see, they're like an extra dark. Wow, man. Disappointing. So, you know, kind of just like outline them. I will brush them through, but I was thinking of like a concept earlier. I was just like, hey, maybe this would be like a new trick to doing my brows. I want to try it. And I really need to go and just get a new pomade, because I feel like a pomade would work better. Okay. You know what? Whatever. The good thing about shitty makeup is you can't see how shitty it is on camera. But I will say, if you are using a powder to like do your brows, if you do if you layer a powder like on top of you know, a pomade or something, it will help. The pomade will grip the powder, so that's always cool. But if you're a person that just likes to do like powder looks for, or like use powder for your brows, dude, use a setting spray before you pick up the powder. It's just, it will give you like a really soft look, but it's like you just get so much pigment and you don't have to go back over it, and then you don't have to risk all the fallout. It's just so nice. And it will grip the powder and it stays like so sick. Now that I have like pretty much the shape, I think, man, that arch is higher. Oh, whatever. So like I will go and like line them underneath, and then I'll just kind of brush the product up and through. And then to make the hair strokes, I will just take my ABH brow pen, do this strokes. I'll make it look more like hair. This side is so uneven. And this lighting in this room is terrible as well. Wow. Okay, so I know that these are completely uneven, but I really do not give a single crapola right now. This is what we get, and we are, ooh, girl, get it together. Okay. So I'm gonna set those with the brow setter, but while I kind of wait for them to dry, man, these look gnarly. Okay, while I wait for them to dry, I'll go ahead and put my like my base down for my eyeshadow. A little disclaimer, I do work for like some I do work for a luxury skincare line, and I do work in like the luxury like makeup and beauty industry. So I do have access to a lot of high-end brands that are wonderful. So I do use a lot of them, but also, like I've said in another video, I'm all about finding dupes. So like if you ever have a question about a product, like feel free to like message me, I guess, because I can definitely find something, or, you know, tell you how I honestly feel about a product and whether or not like it would be worth for you to try, you know, whatever. But as far as concealer, the Clé de Peau concealer, the one that comes in the stick, it's like #1 concealer, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. I really want to like it. I really want to love it. It is beautiful. It is super soft. For me, the shade Ivory, which is the lightest shade they have, is not light enough for my liking. And it still looked too dry under my eyes whenever I used it. And that could just be me not using it correctly, or just not getting the look that I was wanting from it. But I will say, the Clé de Peau concealer to use as an eyeshadow base, which a lot of people already do, beautiful. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful eyeshadow base. And a tiny little bit goes a long way. Okay, so the lighting in here is really bad, so please don't judge me too much on that. See, that's the thing, like I'm kind of like at a loss with about this concealer, is the formula is really good. Like it feels really creamy and really smooth for a full coverage concealer. Like it's a great formula, don't get me wrong, but like I said, maybe it's just me, but it looks so dry. Like, how do people get such wonderful looks out of this concealer. I mean, and like I do typically use like a brightening concealer. So like that's usually what I do. Like I've just been using brightening pens for so long now. So maybe that's just, you know, on me. These are not even at all. Oh, girl. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, so today we are going to attempt to do something crazy. Use an Urban Decay palette. This is the Naked 3. I found this the other day, and like I said, I tried to do a video, and it did not work out in my best interest. The whole thing was just a mess. So we're going to use the Naked 3. Rose Gold. I love this. This is the only Naked palette that they released that I honestly think is really worth it. They had like the Naked Heat. I liked that one. But Rose Gold, people with like blue green eyes, this is beautiful. I just like rose gold colors can look good on literally anybody. Like this is such a pretty neutrals palette. I love it. I absolutely love it. Anytime I do like anytime I have clients that have like bluish eyes or even hazel and green, I personally have green eyes, I always love to do pinks or purples or like rosy mauves and stuff like that to make them pop. And it's just really, really nice. One of my favorite palettes. And I forgot that I even had it. So let's do this. Take like a kind of like smaller all over blending brush, and I'm going to do Limit. It's like a really like neutral, like a lighter matte shade. And I'll just start patting. I like a transition color, I guess. Same on the other eye. Just pat, 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 pat. And blend. So if you do get messy and you have to blend, you can take a little bit more of that later on and just blend it, and it will blend into like your natural, or like the natural color of your skin a little bit better. But I mean, I do have concealer on, so whatever. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, there is not a dark enough color that I want here. Okay, so we are going to take the shade that's called Nooner, which is a little bit, or yeah, Nooner, which that's a really weird name, I don't know. But it's like a little bit, just a little bit darker of a shade. It's still kind of like a mauvey tone. Still matte, and I'm gonna just place this in my crease, going a little bit higher. And then take that brush that we had. Just blend. If I had actually good lighting in here, that would be wonderful. Oh God. I can't even see what colors I'm putting on my face because the lighting is so bad. Like it has to be behind me because I have no outlets this way. It's so awful. Okay, let me just continue to blend. And I'll take a little bit of that and just kind of go further in on the lid. And blend. Okay, and now what we are going to do is we are going to, ta-da! So I'm going to use this palette from The Balm. It's called Greatest Hits Volume 2. It's a pretty cute little palette. It has some like blushes and highlighters and stuff. I really like these shadows. This company was Such a little cute company. I'm going to get, we're going to do this shade. It's called Meat Matte Trimony. Okay. It's like a really dark brown. It looks like it has some like purple tint to it. I don't even see that meat, but it's really cute. Okay, so I'm gonna put that at the corners, going up into my crease. And since I'm trying to create a different shape, I'm gonna kind of create a new placement. So I have like I have smaller eyes, and they're not very round. So if you want to have, like, if you want to create a different shape, you can do that with your shadows, and it's really all about how you create your crease. Especially, you know, if you have hooded eyes, you can easily do that. You just create a new crease, and it can give you more space. It can make your eyes appear a tad bit more open. The possibilities are endless. Oh man, I am messing this up. Okay, so if you need to soften that, you just get your shadows that you were using before and just soften that edge and kind of blend it. So, did anybody get their boyfriends a PlayStation 5 for Christmas? No? It's good, because they probably didn't deserve it. If we're gonna be honest, right? No, I mean, maybe I'm jealous. Maybe I do wish that I also had a PlayStation. I'm not good at video games, but I could try. Obviously, I'm not good at a lot of things. But we are mediocre around here. And mediocre gets you by. Okay, so this is just a dual-ended Sephora brush. There's a fluffy side that's really good for like a crease. It says it's for crease. I love it for just blending in general, but it does work really well for a crease blending brush. I'm just gonna pick some of that darker shade up and kind of blend that to steady as she goes, steady as she goes. Okay, so now we're gonna try to do the same to the other eye. Whee! So, see how red my face is looking? Okay, so we are going to go up and create a new crease. This brush that I'm using now, this is just the brush that comes in the Naked palette. I do love the brushes that they started putting in their palettes. Probably shouldn't be using this flat side, and that's why I'm not getting the real look that I want, but and start softening up. Because everybody has one eye that like cooperates a little bit better. Like, that was so much easier. Like, why can't it just be like that all the time? Okay, so I'm just gonna take this darker shade and kind of darken out the corners on this to match the other side. Okay, so I went in a little bit heavier on this side to my corners with that darker shade, so, but it's fine. It is fine. My eyes are uneven, that's all that matters. Okay, so now we are, you know what? We're just going to place like a shimmer. We're just going to place a shimmer down. Okay, so I'm just going to use like a pink shimmer. You know what? I'm going to use this rose gold. Ooh, fuck yeah, rose gold. Fuck yeah, rose gold. So I'm just going to place this in corner. And then you got yourself a smoky eye. I'll get some of the darker crease color and kind of blend it over to make it seamless with the glitter. Okay, this is still not as dark as I want it to be, and that's so irritating. So... Okay, so now I'm just gonna like wipe off my under eyes. I just use like a cotton round and my hydrating face spray. Just wipe off the excess. If you want to make like a sharp edge. Bam. So now that my face is super red, like do you see how red and splotchy my face is? I don't know if that's because of like diabetes or what, but my face will literally get so like pink and blow dust everywhere. Okay, so now you're gonna hear my stupid fan. Let's go ahead and do complexion. So since my face is like super red and splotchy, that's gonna be really fun. I don't have a color correcting base or anything, so I will just spray my face, get a little hydrated. You know what? We're going to use a NARS Soft Matte foundation. This is in the shade Mont Blanc. I do like this foundation, but it oxidizes and it's way too dark for me. So go in. Do y'all like the sound of my fan? I bet you do. I need to learn how to start sitting back. I like get super up in the mirror and I'm like, oh yeah, this looks great. And you take a step back and realize you look like a monster. But yeah, it sucks because I'll have people be like, oh, what's wrong? Or oh my god. Okay, so one thing I kind of stopped doing in 2020 was like I stopped drinking. And I used to be a really big drinker, but anytime I would go to the bar, like once again, I don't like, I think it has something to do with like my diabetes, my blood sugar, and just like getting like overstimulated and like overheated, but my face would just turn like purple. Like I would go to the bar and have maybe one drink and everybody would be like, oh, what's wrong? Are you embarrassed or whatever? Then they would say something to me, then I would get embarrassed about it because it's awkward. And I'd be like, no, it's fine, like I'm just like it's just hot in here. And they'd be like, oh, ha, 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 ha. But yeah, my face just gets like super red and splotchy. It's awful. Okay, so this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. This is the one that I use whenever I am wanting like a full coverage look. I bought it. I was super excited about it. I was like, oh yeah, it's Laura Mercier. It's not a bad concealer at all, but it's not, I'm just not a full coverage girl anymore, you know? Honestly, I probably should have put like a liquid highlighter or something down because this looks so dry. Oh goodness gracious. This looks so dry. Okay, so we're just gonna do like a little bit of concealer in the corners of the eye. You don't want to do a whole lot because the more concealers you put under your eye, the cakier it gets. And we don't want that. you just need like a tiny bit for if you have discoloration like under your eye area. And for me, we know that I have terrible bags. But if you put too much concealer on, it's going to like accentuate that. And we don't want to. You always want to do too little before you do too much. And that is a fact. So typically if you do like just a tiny bit of concealer on the insides, like little corners, and then you do some on the outsides, just a tiny bit, it will, doing it right here will appear to give you a more lifted look, which in turn will, lessen the discoloration and bags and everything underneath your eyes without applying all the product. It doesn't get cakey or anything. So I always tell people, instead of just putting a ton of, ooh, and I just messed my eyeshadow up. Instead of putting a ton of concealer under your eyes, you don't need that. Just put it to the side and a tiny little bit under, and you're good. Okay, so okay, there we go. Fix that. Fixed that. I don't like setting my under eyes because, once again, powder creates texture, and that's not necessary. So, I'm gonna go in with my contour stick. I use the Clinique Curvy Contour Stick. It's has a little bit more of a like a red undertone, which your contour should be more neutral. But I like the way it blends. It works. Do your contour, you blend up, and it will carry your bone structure up and give a more will curve your face and lift it. So I always like pull my hairline back and will blend upwards. But I always start with a little bit of contour like right at the edge, and then I will blend that and kind of get the depth that I want, and then I'll go back in and add more, especially if I'm wanting like a really contoured look. I will say I do like this NARS the NARS foundation. NARS is not my favorite company, but I did get that sample, I think, when I like ordered something from Sephora. And for a matte foundation, it doesn't look super dry. Oh my god, my face is so red. And then when this happens, like, my makeup starts getting splotchy because my blood vessels start breaking in my skin, and like you can see it. It's so bad. So since the foundation that I used was already like a little darker, I'm not gonna put a whole lot of contour around my forehead. Now we can go in and do our nose. So nose contour is just something that I can't do it. It sucks. Like, I love that whole like chiseled, snatched nose look. I can't. My nose is like already small. It doesn't blend. Okay. We've got that just about as blended as we can fucking get it. We're gonna put concealer over the top of it, and it's going to mess up everything we just did anyways. Okay, so now that we did our contour, I kind of like to do my contour first and then go back in with concealer just so I can see the areas that like I really need to highlight to see like the light bouncing in those areas. So we'll do this beat. So just kind of, I always kind of put highlighter like at the top of my forehead right here. Just to pull in like the light to, it goes and comes down your face. So right there in the middle. Okay. And then I will put concealer down here. And then I'll just blend this in with the brush I was using for my foundation. And you can still see all the redness in my face. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a cream blush. I like to use like mostly like cream products. I like using powder bronzer, and like don't get me wrong, I love like my Benefit blushes and stuff, but I do like to use cream. So I will just I'm just gonna take my brush that I had done my cream bronzer with, and this is just a La Prairie blush. It's really pretty. A tiny little bit goes a long way. So I just kind of like blend it in on my hand, and then I will take it and just pat it into my cheeks. Once again, going up. And I don't need any more blush, but you know what? We're going to do this anyways because I got it out and I want to use it. Not like my face needs to get any more red. So I'm taking my foundation brush and kind of patting it over the blush. So now I'll just go in with a powdered bronzer and kind of just like deepen that. And this is just a Tom Ford one. I can't remember the exact shade of it, but it's more neutral. I really, really liked this color. Once again, I got it at work. So I'll just go in and kind of deepen that. And make it blend in with that blush. Go along my chin. Dude, even my ears are like on fire. This is insane. You see this? Oh my goodness. And it sucks because like I will have clients that will come and be like, well, my face gets really red, like how can I cover it with makeup? You cannot cover this. You cannot cover that with makeup. Like it's impossible because it is showing within your body. Like it is things within your body peeking out. Like you could possibly get the most full coverage concealer foundation possible. I would say perhaps Double Wear Max. You could maybe do Double Wear Max, which is a great foundation. I absolutely love it. But you can maybe do Double Wear Max and cake it on. But once again, like it's not something that's like a topical. It's like your insides like overheating, and it's going to like show through. So if this happens to you, I get it. Like, I get that it's embarrassing and it sucks, but that's okay. It is okay to have things happen with your body, and just like embrace it, I guess. Like, do what you need to. Trust me, it sucks. It's embarrassing. Like, I hate like people looking at my face and they can tell that I'm turning into like a fucking eggplant. But you know, now that we have to wear a mask, it's a little bit easier. But I can still I can feel my skin start like burning because my face is just getting so like hot and overheated, you know? It's pretty wild. I do need a highlighter, so we are going to use this one from Too Faced. It's called Love Light. I've had this forever. Cute. It's like a beautiful little, it's like almost like a pink rosy champagne color. But I love this highlighter. I keep forgetting that I own it. Because once again, I mean, I haven't been doing a lot of makeup. And I don't ever wear like powder things anymore. So turn your head, see where the light is hitting it. I like to go like in my temples. And I mean, you could bring it down to your cheekbones if you'd like. But bridge of your nose, under your brows if you would wish. Sometimes, especially if I'm wearing like a foundation that I know is going to be like slightly too dark, I will take a little bit of highlighter and just brush underneath my contour. So when the light hits it, it does have a little bit of like reflection, and it slightly diminishes like the off coloring comparative to my neck, like the contrast. So this is the Chanel Lay Base Mascara Primer. I personally love this stuff. It really separates, I feel like, a lot more than other mascara primers. This is probably one of my favorites, and it's really not badly priced. This lighting is not good. This sucks. This sucks so bad. But it's fine because it's 2021 and we're not going to get sad about our lives. We're going to live on and prosper. We just gotta manifest because we are worth it. Okay, so got my mascara on the top. Real fast, let's do throw some like shadow on the bottom. So I'm just gonna take that brush that had like the darker shade on it and just go along the lash line. So I typically just do like a tiny little smudge, and then I'll take like a clean brush and just kind of blend it. So if you just do like at least a little bit of color on the lash line, it will just kind of like draw it all together. And especially if you wing out your shadow, and you just find where it will connect, like right here, pull your wing out to where your bottom line would go, and you draw it all in, and we'll really narrow that in and do that cat-like effect. So you can just do like a tiny little bit of color on the bottom. I will say though, you can't really tell that I have color on the bottom. On the cameras, you have to bring it down a little bit lower. So if you're trying to appease the internet beauty guru crowd, bring it down a tad bit lower. But as we all know by now, makeup that you do online is not, it will not look the same in person. Just messed all this up right here. So I'll go and blend, blend, blend. Let's do lip. I'm going to do the Tarte's lip paint. This is in shade Crop Top. I love this. You can like it doesn't do it like a justified look on camera. Like that looks kind of like a poopy brown color. In the tube, it looks more like it looks like a dark mauve. So when I opened it, I was kind of taken aback because that looks just like poop brown. But it's beautiful. So and this is they're like matte, like a soft matte formula. It doesn't get super dry, but it goes on like effortlessly. It feels like whipped cream on your lips. But it kind of smells like peppermint. I don't know, I've had this forever and I just realized that. Another revolution of mine is in 2021, I have to start using more lip liner. Because look at that. It's so funny, like to all my clients, I always suggest lip liners. I'm always like, lip liner this, lip liner that. You want a lip gloss? Get a lip liner with it. You want, you know, you want like a lipstick that you can take from day to date night. Lipstick plus darker lip liner. Lip liner, lip liner. And I never use lip liners. I love them. Everybody needs to use them. I just don't. You know what? We can do bing, bing, bing. And there we go. See, redness is still there. It's kind of going away. Well, whatever. Nothing I can do about that. But this looks cute. This eye is drawn out a little bit more, but you know. Blenderella, Blenderella. I know my hair's a mess, but dang, she cute. I think my brows kind of turned out okay. But, all right, awesome. So I'm glad that I was finally able to do like a kind of like a makeup tutorial for y'all, even though it was mainly just me talking and complaining. But awesome. Once again, follow my Instagram. I will put like the link for it down below, maybe if I figure out how to do that. But thanks. I'll try to keep doing this stuff. Like and subscribe.